Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Trix. Today we're going to be doing some more Rust Rogue. Sorry about the really late stream. That's why I got the light on because it's kind of late. I just want to talk about, like in the first half, what I was doing before this, why I'm so late for the stream. So if you guys know me, you know what phone I'm currently using. If you don't know me, I'm currently using a OnePlus 8T. If you guys saw that, you're gonna think that's not what a OnePlus 8T looks like. System. Where is it? Where is it? About phone. Device. I'm realizing that on my phone, it's not going to look the same unless I. Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to read that, but if you can. If anybody knows what a OnePlus 8T looks like on Lineage OS, you would know that Kebab is the device name, the code name for a OnePlus 8T. I had to show that because you can change the device name on the phone. So from the build number, you can see it says lineage_kebab, so you know it's running a OnePlus 8T ROM. And on Android phones, you can do a bit of finicking to maybe change that, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. This is a OnePlus 8T. So I'm running Lineage OS on this, and initially I didn't want to. I wanted to run Graphene OS, but Graphene OS is only supported on what it's called Pixel phones, and I was like, okay, cool. Want to give it a shot, want to give it a go. But on Graphene OS, you aren't able to use GApps, so Google Apps. You can install like MicroG or something to get it halfway there, but something like Android Wallet won't work. So if I go on to, what's it called, Plexus, no. I'm trying to find the one by Techlaw. Oh, let me put my phone back there. There we are. So this tells you if an app will run on a de-googled phone, so a phone that's not running the normal ROM or image on that phone. So like Lineage, Divest, Graphene, Pixel Experience, CR Droid, what was the other ones? Those are the other ones that are coming to my head right now. But you get the picture, like Calyx as well. ROMs that aren't supposed to be on that phone, right? So if I search up YouTube will work, right? So Micro 4 should be, if I remember this correctly, that should mean that YouTube will just work. No reported issues yet with Micro G. But if you look at PayPal, no notifications, no reported issues. On my phone with Micro G, PayPal will not even start. So I will go into PayPal and the app will just crash. I can check seeing if I like remove storage, all of the storage for the app, if it will just open. But I know specifically for this, it just won't work. PayPal. Let's try this guy. PayPal. App info notifications. Let me just turn on notifications and see what happens. Permissions, notifications. Let's turn that on. Let me allow all the notifications that it wants. Obviously, you do not want to do this. You only want to give apps permissions for what they need, not everything that it asks for. But Is there anything else I'm not letting it do? Unrestricted data access, let's try that. And let's just clear the storage again. Permissions should still be granted. No, they're not. Interesting. Anyway, so if I click on PayPal, it will just continue to crash. So, as you can see, can't really, as you can't see, it flashes for a second and then just disappears. So I'm thinking that might only be working for Android 12 instead of Android 13, because Android 13's privacy model is a little different. If I search up wallet, no, I mean Google Pay. So Google Pay, unusable, and does not even work on MicroG. Now, I did not know this. Should have looked into this before I did this. But either way, my phone was losing support next month. So I was like, you know what, I'll get it over and done with. I'll get it out of the way, install custom ROM on there, and keep it going for a little bit until I get a new phone, because I need Apple Pay. I need Google Pay. So, with that being said, I first wanted to install Graphene, didn't work, because not supported for OnePlus. So then I was looking at Calyx, and Calyx doesn't support OnePlus. And you do know they're doing some testing builds for OnePlus, but for Calyx, I'm pretty sure they're only testing on the OnePlus 9 right now. Let me check. Pixel 7s, then they have the Fairphone. I remember they used to have the Xiaomi phone in here, like a Xiaomi 4A. And I know that they're doing testing on another phone. I can't find it right now. Anyway, I know they're doing testing on at least one OnePlus phone. But obviously they're in like a similar situation as Graphene, where they're only supporting certain phones and other phones just aren't being supported. So I'd have to go with a phone that, I'd have to go with a ROM based off of Lineage, because Lineage is very close to base AOSP. So I seldom divest first, but for some reason lots of apps, even when I installed MicroG, just weren't starting. So I was like, okay, looks like I'm gonna have to install gaps to make it actually like work, which is fair enough. I've had to do that before, where I've installed an operating system and it just didn't work. Divest doesn't really work well with gaps, so I went with Lineage just because Divest is already based off of Lineage, and if I'm gonna have the best shot at something that's usable and like decent, it's gonna be Lineage, because like even when I was doing the Divest OS install, I had to refer to the Lineage documentation. Anyway, moving on. Installed Lineage, installed gaps, installed the apps that I wanted to use, thought everything would go fine, right? So, for some reason, even though I've installed gaps, Safety Net still fails, which is fair enough. Safety Net will probably fail because my bootloader is unlocked, and unless you relock your bootloader, then you're going to keep failing Safety Net, which is fair enough. But what annoys me the most is the apps that are failing because Safety Net isn't present. So most of the time, Safety Net on an Android phone, it doesn't really do anything besides locking down the phone so that you can't install and use certain things unless you're running the base like stock image provided by Google, right? Or like provided by the device maintainers. But the idea of, oh, you need to have this software installed is flawed, because when you lose support for a device, you won't have security updates, but you'll still have a usable phone until your phone like becomes unusable because things just are being updated and it's not being optimized for your phone anymore. Yeah, you can install a custom ROM, but it still won't be optimized for your phone, right? But at least you will at least get security updates if there's like a 0-day exploit, which is why I installed a custom ROM. And then the whole thing about like, oh yeah, your phone doesn't pass safety net, so we're not gonna let you use our app. Like, why? It's not like it doesn't. There is no. I don't. I am unaware of any way that having a custom ROM on a phone will impact users of that consumer base that is also using that app in any way, shape, or form negatively. Right? Like, take PayPal for example. I'm pretty sure even if they allowed phones without safety net to use PayPal, it would still work fine. There's no exploit that someone can do on PayPal to game it because of how the app's made, unless PayPal have done something themselves which would allow that to happen, and that's just bad application design, right? If there's an exploit in your application, that's on you as a developer to fix that. And even if like your phone has a custom ROM on it, someone who doesn't have a custom ROM could still exploit that. Like, it just makes it harder for people like me who just want to keep their gear going as long as possible to keep using their gear. So long story short, I've bought a new phone because I need to have access to Google Wallet, and having a ton of my apps just not open because I'm not on the base image of Oxygen OS is just annoying. Like, yes, I could remedy this by unflashing my phone and then buying a new phone next month after I stop receiving security updates. But that's just delaying the problem, right? Like, nothing's changed. I'm still losing security updates. So I've decided to buy a new phone. But it just sucks. It just sucks. But yeah. I'll still be putting this phone to use. It'll be my backup phone in case the phone I'm buying has any flaws with it or anything like that. Or like switching over to some funky stuff. All of that nonsense. And then like, I was thinking of maybe turning this into like a work phone so I can put all of my work stuff on there if I need, but then I'll be carrying two phones with me, so but yeah. Anyway, I've installed Lineage on this with MicroG and Gaps. Lots of apps are working great, and some apps are saying that they're failing safety net, but they all still work fine. Like some banking apps are working fine. Where I think a couple years ago, I remember I had like my Xiaomi phone, and like lots of banking apps were very strict on if your phone doesn't pass safety net, they will not let you open up the app at all. But now it's like lots of banks are like kind of chill about it, that they don't really care. There might be just I got lucky with my phone or something, but I appreciate that. It's just some apps that I use currently just won't start, and like I could switch to like some privacy or respecting alternatives or false alternatives. But when it's like Apple, Google Pay, or PayPal, or like apps I use for like paying for things on a daily basis, can't really do it without them. But yeah, that's just annoying to me. Flashing my phone again was fun though. Doing that was fun. I haven't done that in a while actually. I think the last time I done that was when I was in first year of university. In the summer of my first year of university was the last time I done that, because I switched from. It was a similar situation actually. I switched from a Xiaomi phone to a OnePlus phone because first I installed Lineage on that Xiaomi phone, and it was going fine until. So what happened was, I installed Lineage on that Xiaomi phone, and then at one point Lineage got hacked. I think it was that summer where Lineage got hacked, and their servers were compromised. So I installed a bad image on my phone, and then I had to reinstall everything, and then a couple weeks later that phone just stopped receiving. No, that phone was dropped for maintenance, so no one was maintaining that phone anymore. So I was like, okay, well, now I'm just forced to get a new phone. So I bought my OnePlus 8T at that time. So this has kept me going for 2-ish years, 3-ish years, which annoys me a lot because this phone is decent. There's nothing wrong with it. It runs hot sometimes, but is not slowing down. It's completely fine. It handles applications easily. But I've got to get a new phone because it's not receiving security updates from April. Great stuff. I know this would be solved by me buying something like an iPhone, but my problem with iPhone is I don't like how everything's in such a like close knit. What's it called? The ecosystem is very closed when you have an iPhone. You got to use Apple's products, and then when you use something outside of Apple's products, it feels not. What's the right word? It feels nerfed. Yeah, that's the best way that I can explain it. It feels nerfed when you use anything outside of Apple's ecosystem, not because everything else is bad, but because Apple has locked down lots of things to make it that other things that can run on that phone just can't. Like what's one really good example? Okay, let's say you get AirPods. If you've only had an Apple device and you only connect your AirPods to an Apple device, then you wouldn't know this. But for Android, you cannot switch between the ambient and transparency modes and the, like ANC. You're not able to switch between them, and you're not able to update the software on your AirPods if you don't have an iPhone. That will seem very ridiculous to lots of people that have an Android phone right now, that you can buy something where there's no app or anything. It's just based off of if you're connected to an Apple device that the thing you bought will be able to update. But Apple have made it that it won't. So if you buy a pair of AirPods, you're into the ecosystem, and then it'll be like, oh, you can't update your AirPods because you don't have an iPhone, and then guess what? You're buying an iPhone, and then some other stuff you think will go well with your iPhone, and then eventually you'll be closed into that ecosystem. It's not that the ecosystem works badly. The ecosystem is great. It's just that it closes you off to lots of things that are outside of that ecosystem. And then if you do ever decide to get something outside of that ecosystem, you'll find that the implementation that you have, or the experience you have, is worse because it doesn't do what it can do on Android. Right? Like on Android, pretty much everything's the same except for Apple products that you use on Android. And then when you go to an iPhone, it's pretty much the exact opposite, right? Everything works okay, and then you got Apple that have got everything working perfectly. And then when you look at products outside of the Apple ecosystem, you start thinking, well, I'm not going to buy that because it doesn't work well with an iPhone, and Apple products just work better than other products that are out there. Purely not the case. It's just that the software that's being used has been tailored to work better with Apple products than what is capable for products outside of that ecosystem. And then like the iMessage thing, I didn't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, so I bought a new phone. That's gonna come in a couple of days, but very upsetting that I had to give up this phone for a little bit. I really like this phone. I'm still gonna use it. I might just use it as a DAP. For anybody that isn't like into audio, a DAP is just a digital audio player. So I might just carry this around with me, purely like playing music for my IEMs and like using this as like a chill phone. Or I might just use this as like a work phone where I use it for any like work apps or just to keep it separate from my personal stuff. Like it kind of makes sense. It'll just be that this won't have a SIM, but my personal phone will. So when I need to use internet or receive any information, I'll just connect it, like hotspot it or something, and then when I don't want to look at my work phone, I just turn it off and then chuck it into a drawer. But yeah, very upsetting. I do like how Android 13 looks though. there are certain things I have been told are kind of weird on Android 13, like the notification shade now is very different with how it handles networking, where the networking toggle is like a command toggle instead of a separation toggle. So the normal toggle was on Android 12, it was Wi-Fi and mobile data was split. On Android 13, they're both combined. On Lineage, they are separate. Even though I'm running Android 13, they're separate because the Lineage devs know that people want how it is, and they don't want it to change, right? Which I very much appreciate. But yeah, just weird. Oh yeah, I forgot I can change some stuff in here. I just want battery percentage to be shown. Like I don't really care about that. That's fine. There we go. Cool. Anyway, that's me rambling about my phone for 20 minutes. We're going to be doing some Rust Rogue now. So let me... $19. Cool. Get... What's its status? Yeah, cool. So... adding a hunger clock inside of components.rs. Also, I know that what I was talking about was a very first world problem. Apologies. It's just something that annoyed me. It needs to be registered in main.rs and save load. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the source code for this. My finger always hurts whenever I'm scrolling. Do I have a... No, that's forward and back. Do I have a scroll? No. I have left and right. I don't have I have like normal scroll for up and down, but I don't have left and right. I don't have like the persistent scroll. Oh wait, if I do I think it's like this. No. I know there's one that you can do on a mouse. The mouse is weird. I use a trackball mouse when I'm at home, just because it has me moving my hand less, but it makes my fingers hurt more. Because like my individual fingers are doing more, so it's saving me RSI in my wrists by moving the RSI to the joint in my fingers. Mainly my middle finger and my thumb. To be fair, I don't think that many people use their middle finger and thumb, but it is very painful. And then sport, and then there was a save load system. Save load. Also, apologies for my voice. I'm still coming down from cold. Well, a cough really. But I am getting over it. It's just taking a bit to leave me. Hopefully, I'll start feeling better in like, I want to say a couple of days. It's been nearly a week. I'm hoping in a couple of days that I'll be alright. But we'll see. With external player function to add a hunger clock. Oh. I finished my water as well, but I don't want to go to the BRB screen when I'm streaming right now. Again, apologies. Hunger state. I need I need hunger clock, hunger state, and maybe provide. No, I don't have provide food yet. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, there's now a hunger clock component in place, but it doesn't do anything. I don't know hunger system. So if I do hunger on the system, there we are. It works by iterating all entities that have a hunger clock. If they are the player, it only takes effect in the player turn state. Likewise, if they are a monster, it only takes place in their turn in case we want hungry monsters later. The duration of the current state is reduced on each run through. If it hits 0, it moves one state down, or if you are starving, damages you. Now we add it to the list of systems running in main.rs. I already updated main.rs, so that should be fine. It would be nice to know your hunger state. It would be modifying draw UI in GUI to show it. I'm just gonna grab GUI. Adding in the food. It's all well and good starving to death, but players find it frustrating if they always start to die after 620 turns and suffer consequences before that. 620 may sound like a lot, but it's common to use a few hundred moves on a level, and we aren't trying to make food the primary game focus. We'll introduce a new item, rations. We have most of the components needed for it already, but we need a new one to indicate that an item provides food in component.rs. Provides food. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Didn't mean that. And then it's already registered in main and save load. So in spawner, we'll create a new function to make the rations. So I think, I don't know if that's spawner, but I'll just grab spawner. So let me go to the top. There we are. Then an inventory system. There we are. Adding a bonus for being well fed. It would be nice if being well fed does something. It will give you a temporary +1 to your power when you are fed. This encourages the player to eat, even though you don't have to, sneakily making it harder to survive on lower levels as food becomes less plentiful. Melee combat system.rs. This one was a big change. Preventing healing when you're hungry. So inside player.rs. I think it's not going to build properly. Just gotta wait for the flow errors to pop in. Interesting. It should pop out one error at least. Because I'm pretty sure provides food isn't there. I'm just going to check that save load system. Because I'm pretty sure that should throw an error. Nope, am I wrong? Interesting. Well, we can always run and just see if something fails, right? Oh god, I'm gonna die. Anyway, at least rations are working now. Cool. Do I have it set already? Nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, enjoy the rest of your day, and peace.